When it comes to survival, humans tend to discover their hidden talents and abilities. Survival movies are usually based on a person or a group of people struggling to survive the odds. It could be deadly creatures, criminals, natural disasters, apocalypse, zombies, aliens, and so on.
We're sinking fast.
Here, we present you the best survival movies of 2021. So let's dive straight into our video. Number 10. Resident Evil. Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City is about the successful home of pharmaceutical giant Umbrella Corporation. The migration of the company made the town an abandoned area. It became a wasteland where a great evil creature was growing under the surface. The city turns dark when the evil creature is released. A group of survivors starts working together to discover the truth behind the Umbrella Corporation and find a way to get rid of those deadly zombie creatures. Number 9. The Red Dot. The Red Dot is a survival thriller movie in which we see a couple, David and Nadia, trying to fix their damaged relationship through a romantic hiking trip in northern Sweden. At the resort, they met their kind neighbor who appeared as the manager of the resort. But they also saw the local hunters Einar and Jarmo, whom they met at the gas station, and they were very rude. The trip turns into a terrible nightmare when a red laser sign appears on their tent in the hills. The laser dot is from an unknown shooter. Then the couple starts to escape, but they are surrounded by unforgiving and freezing wilderness. Keep watching the video because the survival game is getting stronger in the next movies.
Jag är så fruktansvärt ledsen.
So number 8, we have The Great White. This movie is inspired by a true incident that follows the story of seaplane operators along with their passengers who take a flight to the picturesque Hell's Reef. The trip isn't long, but before it turns into a living hell when the seaplane destroys in a freak accident and the 5 people find themselves drifting on a raft thousands of miles away from shore. They are at the mercy of high tides and deadly creatures underwater and in grave danger from what lurks just below the surface. They try their best to reach the beach and survive, but great white sharks are hunting for them and the conditions are not in their favor. Number 7. Stowaway. The story is about a mission on Mars. A space shuttle MTS-42 carrying 3 astronauts is headed towards Mars for a 2-year mission. One of the crew members is a medical researcher who is studying and performing algae, plant-like organism experiments. The main aim of their mission was the cultivation of algae on Mars to produce oxygen on the planet. But things get worse when they find an uninvited crew member who works as a launch support engineer and got stuck in the spaceship during the launch. The survival efforts start when they realize that the carbon dioxide chamber is broken and they can't afford oxygen for 3 people only. How someone can fight all the odds and face all the challenges to stay alive. To see the real face of survival movies, don't miss out number 1 on our list.
There's no way for all of us to survive.
It's imperative that we try.
Number 6. The SUPERDEEP. SUPERDEEP is another survival film that is a mixture of horror, suspense, and scientific thrill. The movie is about the Kola SUPERDEEP borehole. Under the hole, there is actually a laboratory where a scientist, Anna, is sent to observe the situation of lab workers. She found them dead and thinks it's a virus. Things get screwed up when they know it is an infectious mold that has been accidentally woken up by the scientists during an experiment. The movie is about the survival of the girl in the lab taken up by the infectious mold. Number 5. Ice Road. The movie is about a group of 26 miners that get trapped deep in a mountain due to an explosion at a mine in Manitoba, Canada. They are left with oxygen for 30 hours only. Their survival depends on the group of Ice Road truckers who can deliver the tools that can stop the methane gas leakage to avoid further explosions and to take out the miners safely. They had a short window of time because the ice was thinning every minute. The struggle for survival in the movie gets worse when the mine management refuses to help and left the miners on the verge of death.
There's no time!
Is anybody out there?
Number 4. Girl in the Basement. The movie is inspired by some real events. Girl in the Basement is the horrifying story of Sarah Stephanie Scott, a lively teenage girl who was desperately waiting for her 18th birthday so she could move away from her strict and controlling father, Don Judd Nelson. But before her 18th birthday, her life turned extremely dark when her father, Don, imprisoned her in the basement of their home. However, Don tried to persuade her wife, Irene, Jolie Fisher, that their daughter Sarah has run away. But Don secretly visits her in the basement, rapes and tortures her. The movie is about the survival of the girl in this drastic prison.
Is also your dad.
This is what happens to ungrateful little girls.
Are you doing that?
Number 3. Awake. This movie is based on a crazy concept of apocalypse directed by Mark Raso. The story revolves around the survival of a family. A hospital worker, Jill, her son Noah, and younger daughter Matilda. An apocalyptic situation hits the town, all the patients in the coma wake up, but normal people lose their sleep, causing hysteria and hallucinations among people except Jill's daughter Matilda. Everyone starts to believe that by sacrificing Matilda, they can get their sleep back. Jill and Noah keep on trying their best for the survival of Matilda, but things get crazier in the world without sleep. The movie doesn't waste time in explaining the phenomenon which led to all this, but accurately and scientifically explain the effects of sleeplessness.
No one is attacking us!
Our survival depends on her.
Number 2. Oxygen. The movie Oxygen shows the Dr. Liz Hansen who wakes up in the cryogenic chamber. She has no memory of anything and how she gets into the chamber. She's not even sure of her name or any background. A computer-generated voice named Milo, voiced by Matthew Amalric, communicates with her and tells her that the chamber is running out of oxygen. She keeps asking questions from the AI computer voice and her memory starts to come back, but the chamber starts losing oxygen fast. Liz keeps on trying to find her way out of the chamber.
Interruption. Niveau d'oxygène approchant du seuil critique.
Number 1. A Quiet Place Part 2. A Quiet Place 2 is the sequel of A Quiet Place. In the first part, you can see the beastly creatures that attacked the Earth and killed most of the population. These creatures makes it impossible for humans to survive. A Quiet Place 2 shows the journey of Regan and her kids and how they survive the wrath of these creatures in a post-apocalyptic world. They get to know that these aliens can be defeated high-frequency audio waves. With this knowledge, they come out from their hideout to fight and survive against these creatures. Go hit like and subscribe to watch more amazing videos like this. Which of the survival movies are you planning to watch? Let us know in the comment section.